Et salut à tous, c'est Fernando Bigo. Ça faisait un petit moment que j'avais pas tourné de vidéo. Je suis très content de pouvoir le faire maintenant, surtout parce que ça concerne la HDC. Voilà, je vais continuer dès à présent cette vidéo en anglais. Voilà, parce que je m'étais engagé à les faire en anglais, donc je les fais en anglais. Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Fernando Bigo right there for team builder and postcom for my second group stage game of the HDC season 3, and we were fighting for that round of that game too. It was against Zach T and the Nimrod Ninetailes. I hope I pronounced it well enough. If not, just put me the right pronunciation down below, please. So Zach T and the Nimrod Ninetailes with a draft composed with or by rather by Hooper, regular, not Hooper and Down, Dominating, Klefki, Celebi, Kruxire, Torpor, Dragalgi, Sol Rock, and Solvali. So, quite an interesting draft to build for. I think even if I didn't have the worst of the matchup here, because as we can see, he got spikes with Klefki, rocks with Celebi and Torkoal, as Solrock, as toxic spikes on Dragalgi. So he had quite some hazards striking opportunities. So it was to take in consideration while building for Zach T. What can we say more? Hooper, great of a Superman with an interesting dual type Psychic Ghost, which is really strong offensively speaking, even if it does quite touch the same types. It's still hard to switch into. Not that fast, but could be very dangerous in case of potential trick room he can bring with Cooper, with Tolko on the trick room, which is terrifying to face. Quagsire as well, being able to recover, being fast and recover under trick room. Soul Rock, which could be quite a threat actually. Don't sleep on that one. Don't sleep on that one. It could be quite a pain to deal with if you're not prepared. And Salvali. Salvali, which could be as well useful on the trick room. Second, dominating, hard hitting Pokemon on the physical side for the most part. Not that fast, but with a Scarf could be a pain to deal with for my team, I guess, because I don't have that much to outspeed the Scarf Dime in my mind. But yeah. Why do I keep disconnecting from Showdown? Yeah, work offline. So, sorry for that. U-turn momentum with Dawn as well. To keep in mind, that's basically it. Klefki, everyone knows what Klefki does. Was a pain to prepare for as well because, having the possibility of running dual status with Toxic and Thunderwave is annoying because it could Prankster Toxic my Zygarde, can't touch my Mega Shark there, which is kind of funny. Can as well pranks the Toxic, Rodham hits, Cespeto, the Mesprit, the Excelgor, the Togetic, and pranks the Wave, things like the Gengar, or even like the Mesprit, if you want to be that guy, and not toxic me, but yeah, hazards as well. Does get access to default now, thanks to take in consideration again, because yeah, he has for two, three form of hazard removal, which are Klefki, Torkoal, Klefki with default, Silvally with default as well, and Torkoal for rapid spinning option. Yeah, the six I was kind of expecting because he could bring all of his 9-month versus me, but I was like clearly expecting like uh, I was expecting Hooper dominating for sure, Quaxay Celebi as well. Torkoal was here to be a toss-up, Silverly as well, and maybe like Dragalgi, for instance. Uh, and like he had the opportunity to use Dominating and Sun, which is absolutely monstrous to deal with. Like Dime with a choice band in the sun, there's no more resist. There's no more resist, guys. Like even like Fizdef says me to is straight KO. Even Zygarde gets straight KO by that. So I was really expecting Sun to come out. So Valley, I was also leading while prepping. He would bring a Dark type Silver Valley because he doesn't have much for a Gengar otherwise, or a normal type. But I was thinking like Dark type because he could like wall Mesprit as well and put Percy Trap, and it gives as well another Dark resist for my Shark, I guess. But it could really be in the thing because he can bring all the type of Silvally, all types of Silvally. So yeah, that will kind of that. Yeah, and let's jump in. Oh yeah, let's jump in into the Timberlake, guys. Sorry for taking so long. First one, Zygarde with enough speed to outspeed Hooper. Max speed Hooper, choice band because totally devours. It seems no good resist. Everything gets stripped. 2 HKO, bar Celebi, bar Celebi. The Celebi is its only resist to my Zygarde, and if it's not defensive, like it's just destroyed. Destroyed thing. Like Torkoal gets 1 hit KO, Time gets 1 KO, Hooper gets one hit KO, Klefki 2 hit gets 1 hit KO if there is no Reflect or Sugarberry. Things he could bring potentially on Klefki. Quag gets 2 hit KO with at the choice band. Dragalg is OHKO, Solrock as well, and Silvally depending on his type could be 1 hit KO as well. That thing is so monstrous. Toxic is there just in case I want to predict like maybe more for Quagsire. Maybe if it's not in range yet, because I think there's something like a good chance to treat KO after rocks on Quagsire, on Fizdef Quagsire. So there's that. Toxic just for that. 1,000 arrows, stab, you know why? Ground stab that hits everything. Even Solrock isn't switching. Even Klefki with Magnet Rays, we don't care. Solrock with Levitate, I already say the Hooper as well. So yeah. Extreme speed, speed for priority because it's always nice to have a good priority with versus time. This is a potential offensive Celebi. This is Silvally, which could be faster than it because I'm not max speed on my Zygarde. I didn't feel like risking a speed tie versus Silvally because I know for sure if he's bringing Silvally, he more than likely will have Ice Beam, and I know for sure he will have. If he brings it on my Zygarde, Silvally will have Ice Beam. By the way, the game has already been played since a while now, so yeah, I do the Timberlake afterwards, like previously, but I will post on absolutely already. Yeah, Thousand Wave was for trapping, maybe like anticipating something, switching on maybe Crack Saya and trap it and like potentially like kill it or something, or just trap. Maybe yes, maybe a Hooper, maybe a Klefki to kill it, something like that. Like Klefki setups with like just 1,000 ways and with a couple ton of reflex all screens as well. Up next we got I'm So Hot. Rotom Heat, first apparition for him this season. Sped off because I wanted something to check Hooper, to check Celebi, Quagsire to an extent, Dragalge as well, potential special Silvally, could take a hit from Solrock as well. Very simple move for Ball Switch for momentum, overheat for because you obviously need it to be able to be in that form. You have to know that you have to have the signature move of the signature move, if we can say that, of a Rotom form to be it to use it. Like you can't run a Rotom hit without overheat. I'm pretty sure you can't. But sorry for that. We will not go skip after. Yeah, overheat is good because good damage on everything. Even even Craig isn't that bad. I'm pretty much walled by Craig, but I needed defog because I didn't want to have to face hazards like spikes, cheese spikes, more cheese spikes because it could be annoying for a potential Zygarde or the months in my draft now. Even if I draw Gengar to get rid of them, I didn't want to have to deal with hazards in general, like different rocks or spikes. Yeah, just basic max HP, max BDF, and special type. Up next, we have Ultra Vomit, the Scarf Gengar is modest. Scarf Gengar is modest because I outspeed everything on its draft and even Celebi with that. I didn't see at first like I didn't think he would bring Scarf Celebi because Scarf like Celebi is it's only switching to Zygarde, and if it doesn't have any sorts of recovery like recover or something, I can just beat him one on one. Pretty sure if he doesn't run like ice, which he could do. That's more than likely than he had it. I can't remember if he had it or not. But I wasn't like wanting to be timid just to outspeed the Celebi, even if it could have been worth for me in case of potential Scarf Celebi. Spoiler, which he was, but he was as in the game like he, and if he was max speed, he just outsped me, but he wasn't like max speed Scarf Celebi. I can't even remember the speed. I guess it was 4+1 Zygarde, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Move ball pretty like enough speed to outspeed time. So there's that. A move ball, simple, shadow ball because no ghost resist. bar a potential normal or dark Silvally. Uh, we got energy ball for the Quagsire, which occurs every time. HP fire for I guess a Klefki to one extent, but even if Shadow Ball would probably more. I didn't want like trick something as card I could have because I wanted the scarf to be sure to add speed, a potential scarf hooper, a potential scarf time, something like that. So I didn't want to get rid of my scarf and sludge rate because it's basically a super good step in general, like Celebi and just full damage in general was not necessary because Shadow Ball is more uh, spammable, if we can say that. Like we can spam more Shadow Ball than Sludge Wave, but I needed fourth move, and I thought, yeah, that's a good step. Yeah. So right, up next we got Shark. Mega Shark Peter once again with an interesting step. Enough speed right there for Celebi. That I remember. Max attack, the rest put into HP because why not? A crunch, liquidation, psychic things, and taunt. Taunt was there essentially for to taunt the Klefki to avoid any setup of any sorts. Taunts, potential Quagsire, potential Torkoal, potential Solrock as well, potential Solvali, which wants to punish me. Yeah, Crunch, Stab, which destroys most of things. Base one shot, then takes like is to HKO or almost one hit KO after rocks, if I remember correctly. Klefki, um, not I'm not too worried about Klefki because basically besides Dazzling Link, he can't do crap to me, so I can just like liquidation taunt. Celebi, Crunch, obviously. Quagsire, taunt. Torkoal, Crunch, or liquidation depending on if the sun is up or not. Dragalgi, Psychic Fangs, which destroys. Solrock, Liquidation Crunch, and Salvali will be based on typings. I guess doesn't like quite appreciate taking it from Shark and Guide and Gengar. Then we got Mew 2.0, which should have been called W. I'm sorry for that. I'll put you the meme there. I forgot to put the meme in the draft video, so I'll put you the meme if I remember while this. Please remember. Spinef Mew 2.0, it was to tank a potential Dragalgi, Specs Dragalgi, Celebi as well, Solrock, and also to help about Silvally, depending on typing, I guess. Yeah, I was like saying at the beginning of the video that I was afraid of the Toxic Valley because I had Mesprit and Gengar, and I'm ranking both this game because even if he had it, I could play around it because Dark doesn't like barring those two. Dark doesn't affect my team that much. Even if Salvali gets a decent move pool, it's still what it is. Mewtwo counter with the Wiki Berry, the 50 Berry to be like more reliable, I guess. Recovery to comment. It was to comment on a Draco Meteor. After rocks, eat our berry and be able to deal damage. Move able for the Quagsire, Psyshock for the rest of its team, barring like the Hooper because it doesn't do anything and the Klefki to an extent, but just Chip and the Celebi, I guess. But yeah, 36 EVs in special attack means that one hit KO for sure, at 100% non-sped off Quagsire. So that's super cool. I was super worried about like being ruled by Quag because that thing is annoying. A U-turn for momentum, hit quad for hit Celebi for quad weaknesses. So there's that. Minus speed and zero vision speed, just in case I could like surprise something in the trick room or just being able to have slow U-turns to bringing whatever I want, and healing wish for team support, just in case I got like toxic on that thing and I needed to win, or Gengar gets to weaken, or even Shark gets to weaken. I can just like healing wish it back up, and yeah, that. And basically 240 HP is the most of the HP I have in this invest. I needed those invest before, so that's 2 HP. And at last, French food once again, being able to set up rocks for us, toxic things called earthquake, being able to wall the time pretty well because if he doesn't have the sun up. I think everything. I'm not too scared by a time. Uh, Roden brings me a fire resist as my full time, even if I'm not like business. I can take one hit and maybe like we'll switch out something. That's it. Earthquake is good for Dragalge, Torkoal, because of the sun. Scald is good for everything. Celebi isn't always switching there, but I do have decent switches to Celebi, so I'm not like as weak as uh, I was for things like the Hooper or the Dawn. Basically, yeah, that's basically the team, and we will come back very soon for the game. Cheers. And we back with the game now. With a good with the team I just presented you in the team builder, and the team he brought Hooper, Quagsire, Klefki, Celebi, Dominating, and Valley. On film preview, I was still thinking it was Valley Dark because of what I expected in the other why I expected while building. I was like, okay, so he did drink Valley. Is it dark? Most likely. I was thinking like most likely dark. So like thinking with his team, he could lead like easily with something to give him momentum, like Celebi, like Salfali, or even Darmanitan. So I decided to lead immediately with my Rotom, and just in case he wanted to just start setting hazards up, I decided to lead with my Rotom's heat as he sent out Celebi. He decided to go for a U-turn on its Quagsire, blocking a potential bot switch, which I go for. I'm totally ruled by that, so I will switch into my French foot, trying to get up rocks. He make a very solid double into his Celebi, predicting my Quagsire, and then he double switched again into his Klefki as I switched into my SpedF Mew 2.0. Now I just go for the U-turn on the spikes, just see what he wants to go for. I do go into my Rotom 2 defog, which I do. On the Fairy Lock move, I didn't expect at all. Fairy Lock is a move that um, blocks you, that provides you that doesn't let you. I will manage it. That doesn't let you switch for the next turn. So I decided to defog once again and just go for the Volt Switch, doing 20 damage on its Klefki, and go to my fresh fruit, deciding like I wanted to set up my rock, so I will go for that. He does go for the Fairy Lock once again. We will go slow because it's too good. He go for the Fairy Lock once again. I don't know why, because he doesn't show any status move at all. And I decided to just like click EQ Earthquake on its on the Klefki because it's super effective. And I burn. I created through its Shock Berry. I don't know if it matters much because even if with the equate damage, because he didn't have any recovery here. Klefki was in range of my Rodden, was in range of my Shark, my Zygarde, my Gengar was in range of everything, even without the crits. So yeah. Um, Here I decided to switch into my Rodden just to defog the spikes away, and he goes for the Fairy Lock once again. So I decided to go for the Volt Switch and kill the Klefki. I wanted first to defog because spikes are quite annoying versus me, but I thought like because he used Fairy Lock, he can't switch either. So he was trapped with me, so I could kill him. So I could his potential only Dragon Resist, even if I didn't have any Dragon move. So that breaks like a potential switching to Gengar, potential switching to Mesprit as well. So that even if Mesprit doesn't have much as sweeping potential, I just Volt Switch out into Shark because he doesn't have anything for Shark, and he brings out his Silvally. Now I just realized his Silvally is Ice type. It took 25% from rocks, and I just show you when you scroll the mouse at it. So I I, I learned it was a nice type. It was more than likely just designed to take on Zygarde being faster and just destroys any variant of Zygarde with a stab ice beam. So yeah, I wasn't sure at that time if it was full offensive or not. If it was full offensive, I could kill just right now, but I wasn't sure because if he was match XP and max HP, it was a roll. Uh, it was a roll to kill basically. So I decided to switch out into my Rotom, see what he wants to go. And she decided to go for the default, which helped me a lot. I wanted like Rotom was here, like it gave me Rotom switch gave me a possible opportunity to default, but she just did default. So I could just like switch out into my Mesprit because doesn't it's bulky, doesn't like let nothing in. But the Hooper all the time, and he goes into his dawn and goes for U-turn on my switch on Rodham, and it did 19%. I just called the damage of the 19%, and uh, I was I'm sped up though, so I should call. I'm not sure if it's spended, and the damage call revealed that he's 100% Jolly Banded Diamond, Jolly Banded Diamond. So I just switch out once again to my Mewtwo Parno as the Quagsire, just set up a curse and go for the Energy Ball. As you can see, he lives because he's fully sped up. Quagsire. At plus one, it does nothing, even if I'm sped up to Parno. That's kind of funny. Here I decided to go for the U-turn, predicting the switch on something more than likely Celebi, which I don't know yet, but which will reveal later in the game to be scarfed. I don't know if it's scarfed at that point now because we have only seen U-turn for that thing. I don't think he take any damages from anything, so I don't know much about this lobby. But here I decided to bring Shark, just Crunch, and yeah, that's. I was like, okay, if he's match XP, I have decent chance to kill now, and if he's not like no HP at all, he's gone. The Savannah just went for holding shot and defog, so yeah, but I was pretty sure it was like designed to be like to speed time with Dygard at most, or at least like outspeed and Nada Zygarde, but I just kill it. She brought, and now that is where it's interesting because he bring out his Celebi on a Mega Torpedo with stab, strong draw, crunch, which destroys completely Celebi. I was wondering if he was Colbur at first, or maybe Scarf. So I just decided to switch into my Mewtwo right now just to see what he will go for, and he just go for a U-turn, bring in Hoopa, and Hoopa. I don't want like to switch Nimrod in for free, not to be like to it KO. And regarding his team, like Quagsire is low at the point of because if it's BDF, even if he recovers, he switch go by Dagard or Shark with Crunch. So I'm not worried, and I can still Toxic with French Food. So I just sack the Mesprit right there, and just send out my Scarf Gengar and just click Shadow Ball because no switching, and the Hoopa just drops to that Shadow Ball. We have 5 versus 3 now. He gets into Dominating, and I just switch out on French Bird because I don't want to lose my Gengar now because I know I can like maybe still deal with the Celebi. So I go into my French Bird to tank the Bandit Flablet that does 46% and just set in my rocks just to chip uh, other stuff. He makes that Quagsire to gain a bit more recovery with leftover. I miss a Toxic on his recover, which is not good because which doesn't seem good at the point, but which won't matter as much. Toxic would have meant I wanted 100% like win the game if it was like Quag last month versus uh, French Food or maybe something like Gengar or even like Shark because of toxic damage. So I missed this toxic. He decided to switch on to, into his Celebi as I mix a second toxic. I gain a bit more recovery with leftover. It doesn't matter, I guess, the damage on the toxic damage on Celebi because he just U-turn here and he would have activated its Metro Q. Switch out, it's dominating to go for the Flare Blitz and did 65%. I just go for the Vultures to kill him and he just hang on 1 HP, which is nah, which forced me to bring Shark to kill it, basically. Just kill the Shark. He goes into his Celebi. I don't want him to. I don't want Steel to reach his card, so I switch out. And he revealed to be HP Rock, which more than likely mean at that moment he was caught. With the manner it was played, the way it was played, uh, lean me more so it could be scored because like we only see U-turns, just like pivoting and stuff. And that was just it could be like very offensive because it's not Scott Darn, it's Scott Celebi, which threw me off a bit. So I just go into my Solid Link because I know I resist. Uh, I resist HP Rock. Can you stop lagging? Yeah, and okay, show numbers lag. He just switched out into his Quagsire, and as you can see, 65% was um, 65% for Bandit Zygon and Quagsire, so it was definitely split Quag. He decided to go back onto his Celebi to Giga Drain me and gain some recovery. I just like 1000 arrows to get the damage. It still does 30%, but I decided to switch out on the Giga Drain because I knew what he was locked in. So yeah, and I just decided to go with to finish it up with Sludge Wave. As you can see, he was scored because he brought out he brought it out always to try and force my um, shark out, which worked because I was afraid of potential scarf, and I still was faster, so he wasn't max speed at all on its Celebi at all. So Gengar coming in and picking up the KO. Good victory for that um, second group stage game of the HDC. That's my first win ever in HDC. I want to notice that. I want to say that that's my first win ever in HDC. Hoping to get a new wins after that. The other games have been played. I don't know when I will record the games and the Timbaldas. Maybe after that. I don't know if I've got much time now for that now. I'll try to, guys. I try to. Not sure, but be sure. I will have a holiday week next week, so maybe I will have some time now to do the same format as I will do now. Timber and post commentary of the game of versus Joshua for my game 3 and versus Hawk. Dan, aka Hawk, for my fourth game. Hope you enjoy. Hope my English wasn't so bad. Take care of you guys. Hope to see you later. Peace.